Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Well, okay, I'm gonna do a part two. I'm not even going to say a quick one because one of my ever quick, which, yeah, mine out the gutter. Yeah, like as soon as I said that, but anyway, um, yeah, when it comes to, well, first, my manners. Hi, hello, how are you? I am the handicapable black woman. I talk, and it's not handicapable or black woman or any one of the things individual. It's all together. Um, because, yeah, all of my life, certain parts of my identity, especially certain black people, especially black men, told me I wasn't black or black enough. A lot of people told me since I want to run a business, start a business, or invest in stocks and different goals and things, I'm not a woman, or I'm not feminine, or I'm not worthy of being a wife. And then with my disability, yeah, listen, I just put up episodes with my handicap disability series, but I grew up over the age of 30. Everyone's still saying I'm a liar about the pain and everything I've been through, diagnosed at such a late point in the game where now I am paying the consequences, even though I was fighting for myself since I was a child, but I didn't realize what I was fighting for. But now I'm gonna talk about the fight for education because it's just, I don't want people thinking that I'm trying to say the next generation is lazy. Oh, with the whole Olympics and Simone Biles and that one chick. Yeah, I'm not gonna get stuck in that one. But at the same time, oh yes, well, at the same time, I just wish that students would, even though I teach with technology, I I was trying, I try. I don't know how to phrase it because, like, even with my next classes and everything, I plan to do the same thing, but at part of me, I've realized, that's why I was about to say it in past tense, I need to stop putting so much work into my classes. I've had students be like, "Oh my gosh," it's like I tell my friends what I'm working on, and they're at U of M or state, and some of them are like, "You get to do this, you get to do that project. You've had a speaker in your class." And oh, if any of my students are listening to this, I've only had a couple classes who had a speaker because, yeah, I only had a couple classes where I was impressed enough that I was just like, you know what? Yeah, let's bring one of my business owners. And that's the thing, it's so frustrating. And I don't know how low my expectations should be because I was a college student and I didn't get the highest of grades. But one reason why I bring up the disability, my disability comes with a learning component. And statistically, yeah, I took statistics. I busted my butt off in that class. Ooh, I was like, yeah, try to tell me to do some of those equations. Oh, yeah. But statistically, yeah, people with my disability don't do well at all in school. Or they do okay, or they need assistance or a lot more tutoring and time to remember and like patterns, and like especially like we're good at, well, I'll just say a lot of us are terrible within one subject or the other, or either it's logical or creative. I am very creative, but when it comes to numbers and some of the stuff with like chemistry, oh no, 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 no. So yeah, I will admit, Kyle, like my bachelor's was not my best. And with my both of my masters, I mean, I was studying at my crazy ex's house. I was studying in my car at McDonald's and Subways. I was studying anywhere and everywhere in order to accomplish and finish and graduate. And some people were hoping and wishing I would fail. And some people would even to my face tell me, you know, you're not doing much of anything. You know, you're not putting any work in it. I know you're not in class. I know you're making this stuff up. But then, I just had to be patient. And that's one reason why I had to escape one toxic area in order to go to another toxic area to study, because it was different toxicity. But when I finished both times, I shocked a lot of people. But then, did I have a graduation party? No. I think it was about a year and a half or 2 years after my surgery, I realized I never went to any of my graduations, and I knew it, but it didn't hit. And it hit like I didn't have a graduation party. I didn't go to any of my graduations, nothing. And I wanted to go to my Florida, because I went to Florida Tech for my MBA, but I was told I wasn't allowed to go to that graduation, or at least by myself. And I didn't like that I didn't have a choice. I didn't like that people said that I basically had to have a chaperone with me. And I'll tell that whole story a different time, a different day. But I'm doing all of this, or I'm explaining all of this, because I learned, and yeah, sorry, I'm pounding a bottle, I guess, yeah, a little emotional, so while I pat this bottle. So if you hear a little pounding noise, it's me, literally, thumping a bottle or whatever. But I say all of that because during my bachelor's at Oakland University, I was in so many of my professors' offices during office hours, going over the material, trying to learn as much as humanly possible. I was at the library, I was studying, but then people kept whispering, and it's funny, some people would talk behind my back, but then, oh my gosh, how are you? Oh my gosh, are you going to this meeting with us? And oh my god, it's how was your day? How are you? And I'm looking right at them I know how you talk about me. It's you have and that's one reason why even with Facebook, none of them know about my YouTube channel. None of them know about my published books. None of them know much about anything I do. And there were two people that I went to high school. One was my high school teacher, and one was someone I went to high school with. I mentioned my books, whatever, but I told them because I knew they weren't going to care. I knew they weren't going to tell anybody. So I'm especially there's one, they have 2 kids and everything like that. And they mentioned something about math, and I have 2 of my math workbooks on Amazon and stuff. So I was oh, it's well, I was you don't have to buy it or whatever, but I do have a couple of my workbooks, and I'm going to be applying. Well, I haven't yet because I found out how much it costs, or for the application, all this other stuff. But for it to be included in educational catalogs, and for it to have the certification for education and stuff, I spent so much time. It's I went to different educational websites by grade, making sure that I was I hit as many of the checkpoints, and basically enough for at least a school year's worth of material for each of the, or varieties for the workbooks, whatever. And I'm going to create more. Actually, I have 2 that I haven't finished. Literally all I have to do is finish the answer key, and I keep second guessing my cover. So yeah, I need to talk about this on the Nerd channel. So I will do a U-turn back to the subject. But anyway, it's when it came to college, I worked so hard, and people didn't think I was. People accused me of not trying because I'm not as smart as my perfect sister. And yes, I know she's perfect. I know she's amazing. And everyone made sure I knew she was amazing. Family members would come up to me during barbecues or fish fries or whatever. Why aren't you as smart as your sister? Why aren't you doing anything like your sister? Why aren't you like your sister? And it's just, yeah. And then how, like, yeah, I'll get to family versus walking versus education versus being the gray sheep versus, like, I might add one more like, actually no, I might just do a series, and but that one is a good enough, that one's good enough for at least a 2 to 3 part one right there. So be ready for that episode, because yeah, get ready for the gray sheep squad. Yeah, because I'm a gray sheep. Like, I've been thinking about it over the last couple of years, especially since my diagnosis. I am a gray sheep. I have never been the top of, like, the gold medal type of daughter. I've been told, yeah, never. I shouldn't. I'll save that one for another day. But yeah, it's like I've heard other people be told, like, especially with disabilities, be told by their parents some certain things, and part of me just feel, and then since I didn't study what they wanted me to study or go to school for, I didn't, I never placed in, well, no, I did, I got third in shot put, like, once or twice or whatever. Everyone was shocked too, because I was like, I'm not that, I was like, I'm a thick girl, but I'm not a big girl. But I remember when they said my name and everything in my school for third place, I was like, okay. But anyway, yes, I'm going to get back to the subject. It's just, yeah, I'm a gray sheep. And so don't be surprised if you see some, like, because I'm going to have, like, the gray royalty or the gray sheep squad. And oh no, it's going to be cute. It's going to be, well, I'm going to, and I'm already thinking of having some stuff for the guys too. Yeah, some of this should be on the nerd channel because it's more business oriented and everything. But, yeah, I want us to flock together and be kind of proud to not, like, accept that we're not going to meet everyone's expectations, that we are not the person that our parents brag about or anybody brags about. We do what we need to, we do what we want, we live our life, and we've realized to just be good with it, to just be good with living life. And especially, like, with how I taught my class. And I say it in past tense because I've had so many students who try to take advantage of it. And, or if a group of students earned privileges, or they, the participation was amazing, they worked hard, they were diligent, they were like, and then other students were sitting in the back of the class texting, taking a nap. Oh, actually, I had one kid a couple semesters ago, literally the front row. He comes to class with his book bag or whatever, doesn't even say hi. Like, I mean, you don't have to say hi to me or whatever, but usually I say hello, especially if it's before the time, because I like to welcome all my students, see how their day was. I like to, like, I look at their body language to see, okay, are they in the zone? Is it a good day? Or, like, do I need to wake the students up with an activity? What do I need to do? So, and one reason I taught K through 12 or whatever, so, but anyways, this student sat down and went to sleep. Went to sleep. Some of the students kind of looked at me like, what you gonna do about this? And I said, right while he was sleeping, that's his choice. I don't get paid to be his mother, his maid, or his waitress, or his secretary. If he decides to go to sleep, that's his choice. That's his money. That's his decision. That's not on me. And it's like some of the students, they're like, oh, cool. Yeah, bet. Cool. Let's do this. And so we continued the class, but then other students said it was disrespectful. How dare I continue to teach while he's sleeping? While Your Highness is sleeping. And so then they kept interrupting me until I would wake him up. And part of me, I'm looking at them, so I'm like, okay, so now that he's decided to fall asleep and you decide to mess it up for the entire class, You decide to mess it up for the entire class so that I put all my attention on someone who does not care about this class. They don't care about me, this class, this material, nothing. And when it's time to work in the groups, does he talk about the group project? No, he's bragging about either, I won't say what he's bragging about because I don't want students to figure out who I'm talking about, but I mean, this class knows who I'm talking about, but I don't want other people to narrow it down, but I don't know, it's just crazy. And I know I mentioned how a professor bragged. There's a couple that brag about teaching the exact same material for 20 years. I realize why they do that. Because the thing is, I love and I have passion for advertising and marketing, but at the same time, it's frustrating when, like, last semester, it's like students saw how excited and bubbly and chipper I am about the subject. And one student just raised his hand. He was like, "Why do you waste your time on this mess?" What? Excuse me? Why do you act like this matters? What matters? This subject, it's stupid. If it's so stupid, why did you pay to take it? And I do this in front of the class. I don't know. I don't feel like I need to, I don't know. Some staff's like, don't, oh, no, pull them to the side. No, not with me. It's like, people don't understand how it feels to be an African American female as a professor, but just an African American female with a disability. I have had students say things face to face to me or by themselves and then turn around and lie. So to me, I'm like, nah. Or with what I have to say, I say in front of a group of students or in front of the whole class. So, because I've had students who try to accuse me of calling them something when students came up to me and called him that, and I was like, and it's like, how do I say it's like I can't tell them how I feel, but dang. So, and I will tell that story in probably a year or two, but anyway, I've had students they say they had taken the class because they wanted an easy A, and how marketing and advertising is so easy and it's stupid, and just make a couple commercials, stick some people together and put the product in front of them. And I'm just like, so that's all you got from the class. And so then I pull up an example. I'm like, okay. And I get it from one of the investing sites with small businesses and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, with the material we've covered so far, since you think it's so stupid and simple, fix this company. How would you fix it? And bullet point, I was like, at least 20 different items that you would fix and change with this company. And then he would look at me. He was like, how in the blank am I supposed to know how to do that? And my students who have been participating during the entire class, they laugh because they have notebooks full of notes. They have watched the videos and read the articles and participated and brainstormed them, to be ready to know different ways to market, and also to know about the location and the also budget, key terms and key things to have for your website, and hidden things that people don't tell you about the search engine optimization for websites. And it's like even the color coordination or varieties, or just so many different things, affiliation, sponsors, and then influencers, and what are people saying with the rating systems online? Is if there is a problem, is it about the service or the product or the quality of how long does the product last or say it lasts? And it's like the delivery is like, does it take longer than expected, and just, or does it shrink after wear? I mean, it depends on the product, but there's so many things to look at, even when it comes to the 1 to 5 star rating system. And I don't know, it was like, especially like the way that he just acted like he was so confident. And he only remembered, because I think he only watched one video, because I think I played it in the class, because normally I ask students to watch the longer ones in class or out of class. When they come back, I have a list of the time points that I want to go over and why they are so critical, but I try to talk to the entire class about it. And then I try to, okay, here are the key points that you need to pay attention to. Especially later on the semester, you're going to see why these were brilliant or why these hurt this business. And it's like he only remembered 1 or 2 points from that video. And he couldn't even include that in his bullet points when I gave him that challenge. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it to the entire class, because I'm petty. Because I know my A students, I knew they were just going to crush him, and it was going to feel great, amazing, spectacular. Petty. Petty tastes delicious. And so they did it. And with my nerd channel, I plan to start doing, because I plan on doing it, because since I realized that the next generation, they don't want to do those exercises. They don't want me to bring in actual business owners and businesses for them to create real billboards. Because that's one item I've only been able to do once, because the students were so amazing in that class. I brought one of my friends who is a business owner, and I gave them the task of, with the articles and everything that we've learned thus far, to create a billboard. And sometimes, like, I put in a little bit of the money. The business paid for majority, but that's the thing. I will only like bring that project to the class because that's real money. We were like literally going to put that up on like the expressway of 696 or 75. And so, so it's like, I remember actually last semester when I announced that we weren't not doing the project, one of the students who ended up trying to lie on me, it was hilarious. His mouth dropped. And I'm just like, okay, you don't participate. You did, like, he participated one time, but then his buddy mocked him for participating. So the rest of the semester, he did not one word, hardly anything other than mocking and teasing or trying to put me down. So when I said that, and when they still don't know that when I had, because I was like, usually, like, even though I know I'm probably not going to do the project, I want my friend that semester who said they'll be willing to do it, I want them to come in, so at least they know why we're not doing the project. They sat in their row, and they're the ones that confirmed, yeah, there's no way, because he was seeing what the students were texting about me. Yeah, calling me Professor Cripple. And I only got the job because I'm a cripple. Yeah. And they were just like, anybody who disrespects you like that. And he was like, and I know how you teach. And I like, because actually, brush my shoulder off. I helped him with 2 of his last products. And like, so, and it's like, yeah, I don't get paid for it, but sometimes I get bored, or not bored, but like, especially after my surgery, I'm in pain. It's like, I'm a very creative person, and being creative helps me not get my mind in a dark space. When I am not creative, that's when, especially the thoughts of, you're nothing but a cripple, you can't do anything, why are you trying, you can't save the world, look at you, you walk with the walker, oh my gosh, what's wrong with you, you're never gonna be someone's friend or be in a couple or married or whatever until you're fixed. It's like, how come you used to walk okay? It's like, when are you going to get better? It's like your life's going to be horrible until you get better. Yeah, all of that stuff. So it's like, I remember he was telling me about one of his products and how he was having a hard time. And that night, I I was watching one of my favorite Disney shows or whatever, but I started looking up some products, and I started like researching some of the competitors and the locations and patterns of sales and stuff like that. And so I was like, oh, I made a quick little bullet point of, what about if you try A, B, and C, and with your social media, you guys only post every week or every other month, or like, why don't you guys like create a schedule? And it's like, I know like your cousin helps you out with that. It's like, is there a way where it could be more constant or whatever? And so it's like, I think she was in school, but at the same time, she had a best friend where they teamed up together and they created a schedule where now it was going to be more continuous. So then the people that was following, they knew when to expect a new post and stuff like that. So then they start, well, kind of but it was them. But I had fun because I got to be creative. I love doing what I do. I love the passion, but it's just frustrating because there are students who don't even want to listen about the purpose of the subject. And if you're not even willing to learn and be willing to put your toes in the water, it's like, I'm excited to dive in the pool and scuba dive, but they don't even want to get their toes wet. And they're saying that the pool is dumb. It's like, okay, why did you pay to come to the pool if you're not going to even put your toes in to get at least a little bit of the experience? It's just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And I love what I do, and that's one reason why I am kind of taking a step back, or I'm gonna put less, like I'm gonna still work hard, but I'm gonna work less. I'm not going to find, like, because each semester I try to find which companies are doing really well and what are they doing differently, and which companies look like they're going to be filing for bankruptcy and why. What did they do wrong? How can we fix it? What are their competitors doing? It's like, what is their product, the quality, and what are the five senses? Like, can we captivate on more senses to gravitate people in? Because like, yeah, it's like, I even had videos about the five senses and the power of them and how each one attracts people in, and the power of emotions, laughter. Oh my gosh, people don't know, if, okay, on a date, if you can get your date to laugh at least 3 to 5 times, do you know how much that increases your percentage of getting another date? Or at least them calling and stuff like that. So the power of smiling and laughter is contagious and amazing. That is a part of marketing, and people don't expose, or they don't thrive on it. So, but anyways, that's enough time for this one. Yeah, with the nerd channel, I'm gonna like, there's one item I just saw on Shark Tank that I want to dig into called K3. It's a device with playing basketball and helping you shoot better. So, anyways, I am the handy-capable Black woman. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy-capable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. And you know what? Yeah, we're part of this gray sheep squad, so I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be. And actually, I am on a search to start feeling wonderful and amazing because of my imperfections. And while I try to scuba dive and search for it, maybe you can accept your imperfections too. Okay, I know it's like, sorry, it's like I'm still figuring out the whole gray sheep spectrum and stuff, but it's something that kind of I can relate to a lot now, and I'm accepting, and I'm kind of like I said, I'm loving it. But anyways, bye.